Gentlemen, before we get started, I just want to make a couple announcements. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone here joining us in person, also those at home watching the live stream. First and foremost, if anyone has any cell phones, just to please turn them off or just place them on vibrate, just so that we don't have any interruptions during the service. Next thing, I do know that there may be a couple family tributes. So if anyone is coming forward, stepping behind the lectern to speak, all that I ask is when you approach, just remain wearing your mask. When you're back here, you can certainly go down just because of this plexiglass. And afterwards, I'll ask you to use the Lysol wipe down the lectern, place your mask back up, and then return to your seat. Thank you.
I remember Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer and reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare. You could read quite a story in the calluses and lines. Years of work and worry had left their mark behind. I remember Daddy's hands, how they held my mama tight and patted my back for something done right. There are things that I've forgotten that I loved about the man, but I'll always remember the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. I remember Daddy's hands working till they bled, sacrificed unselfishly just to keep us all fed. If I could do things over, I'd live my life again and never take for granted the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reverend Joanne DeGasperis, and I would like to thank you all for joining us here today to celebrate the life of one who we've loved dearly. On Monday, January the 10th of this year, less than 2 months before her 75th birthday, with her family by her side, Heather Gale Watson passed quietly from this life. The family would like to offer a heartfelt thank you to all the staff at Hospice Simcoe. As a daughter, sister, wife, mother, grandma, great-grandma, aunt, and friend, Heather has lived in your hearts and shall live there forevermore. As the rain falls, so do my tears. My heart is full of sadness. As the rain drops, may my tears find their way to the sea, and let this sadness pass from me. Blessed be. Heather was born Heather Gale Hahn on Monday, March the 3rd, 1947, in Brampton, Ontario. Heather met the love of her life, Ted Watson, at the Barrie Speedway, not too far from here, right here in Barrie. On Friday, September the 28th, 1966, Ted and Heather became husband and wife. Death is nothing at all. I have only slipped away into the next room. I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way you always used to. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed. At the little jokes we always enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word it always was. Let it be spoken without effort, without the ghost of a shadow in it. Life means all that it always meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute, unbroken continuity. What is this death but an unfortunate accident? Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am waiting for you at an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is past, nothing is lost. One brief moment and all will be the same as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again. In the tradition of our ancestors, it was understood that the soul traveled across the Western Ocean to the place of the sunset, diving then into the otherworldly islands of paradise that lie beneath the sea. There they rest, their spirits fed and nurtured, bathed in beauty and in abundance, finding the healing they need before they return along the path of the sun, through the darkness beneath the worlds, to rebirth with the rising sun. We release what was and make room for what is, as we testify within our minds that life does not merely transmute, that today we say goodbye, and yet we also say hello to this soul that now begins anew. Through the grace of the divine, the dead do not die. They live forever in the divine's mind and in ours. At this time, I would like to invite Deb Watson, Glenn's wife, to read Heather's eulogy, please.
I have my little support system here with me. I hope you can hear me. Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining us today, both in person and online, to honor a very special woman. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Deb and I'm married to Glenn. Together, we are the daughters that Mom and Dad never had. Each of us married into this family, and from that moment on, have never questioned that we were anything other than their daughters. Dad often called Mom Hezzy or Hez. For family, she was known as Mom, Ma, Nana, and Auntie. Countless others called her Mother, a term she especially enjoyed, and for many of her friends or children's friends, she was like a mother to them. Mom was most excited at the prospect of grandchildren. She wanted a new baby to rock and hold, and many times she expressed her interest in a little girl, and she made her wishes well known. Living in a household of all boys, she really just wanted someone to wear a dress, so she bought a little red velvet dress to have on hand just in case. By no means was she disappointed to have grandsons, but they have no idea how lucky they are they were not to have to wear that dress. In the end, it took some time, but she got 2 granddaughters to round out the pack of boys. If I was to think of 2 words to describe Mom, they would be protective and stubborn. I use this term protective loosely, since it should be noted that she was fiercely protective, especially of her family, her sons in particular. She loved to tell us girls how perfect her boys were. Mom often said that her boys never fought amongst themselves when they were little, never got into trouble. Seriously, I think we all know better than that. One Christmas, to prove her point, she bought all of her boys charms that said perfect. She loved the teasing she got over that. As many of you know, Mom was an avid race fan and a very familiar face at racetracks everywhere. She thrived on being with family in a setting that she loved. Mom and Dad spent many years traveling the U.S., visiting tracks on the NASCAR race circuit. If you were ever to get into a discussion of racing, you were most likely to discover that she was a Harry Gant fan, and a big one. There was to be no joking about Harry, and she had been known to run through the pits, calling out drivers' names just to get a picture or an autograph. Mom was never shy about making her intentions known. Mom's brother Don was a race car driver, and their dad Carl was a dedicated supporter of the sport. It was not surprising that she would end up marrying into another race family and spend most of her adult life cheering on her brother, husband, sons, or grandsons. If you've never had the experience of watching a race with Mom, you missed out. A number of times, I wasn't sure if we were even watching the same race. Her protectiveness of her family could be most noted at any race. Any wrong done on the track was most certainly not the fault of her driver. In the mid to late 70s, Mom could be found at Barrie Speedway, perched in her favorite spot on the backstretch. Wade tied to the stand so he didn't get away. Tim and Glenn in the pits helping out Dad, and Daryl running around playing with friends, not getting into mischief, as Mom would tell you. If you missed seeing her, you could always hear the loud cheers of encouragement as Dad was driving his number 10 Bardol car. If you missed seeing, in the 80s, she could be found in the same spot with her sister-in-law Heidi, cheering on her brother Don Hahn. As years passed, her passion for the sport saw her spending many weekend days at any number of tracks, either watching one of her sons, grandsons, or nephews race. You could find her at any given time hanging in a race trailer, visiting with family and friends, chatting away. She never lost sight of the importance that racing played for this family. Now we move to stubborn, and stubborn she was. If Mom had it in her head that she was going to do something or someone else was, it would be easier to just do it. Just ask Dad. In her younger years, she was known to move around a whole room of heavy furniture just because no one was there at the time and she needed it done now. Mom had an uncanny way of getting you to do what she wanted with that look. A look that meant no way, no how, not liking it. Over the years, all of us have gotten that look at one time or another. Sometimes the reasons weren't known and just remained that way. Dad got the look many times. Mom fought cancer 3 times before this last bout claimed her, but she did not go without a fight. She told us she would beat it, and she did her best. We admire her for her braveness, her ability to look beyond her own misfortune and pain, and to love us with all her heart. Her passing leaves a hole in our hearts, yet she has left us with many stories, lots of laughs, and a lot of great memories to guide us through the times ahead. I think the following quote by an unknown author speaks volumes. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near, still loved, still missed, and held so dear. And a little bit of racing trivia, which I think she might be mad if I don't add. Mom passed away on Harry Gant's birthday. So I thought we should just add that. But thank you for coming today and being with us. Thank you.
And so it is that our celebration of life service is twofold today. We are here to release what has been the very human remains of our love for dear Heather and our shared stories and our histories. Yet, we also open our hearts today that our relationships with Heather might be reborn through the grace of the divine. Whom the divine hath given to us, no one and nothing can take away. Whom the divine brings together shall be together until all eternity. Let us bow our heads in reflection, please. Beloved, we pray for the spirit of Heather, our beloved. Take her into your arms, dear one, and bring peace to her soul. May her transition be sweet. We see at this time all of the beloved people who mourn her, part of everyone here who shall receive her. And now the angel places her hands on this cord, signaling the power which blesses and sustains us and holds firm our relationships through life and through death. We receive into our hearts the truth of eternal life. Through the glory of all, may love still live forever and ever. Please uphold us through this sorrow and this loss as we grieve and release this one we loved and shall so sorely miss. Dear one, be our strength at this time, that we might yet see the truth of the world, that there is no death, that faith still lives, and we live with faith in us. Blessed be. I call to the ancestors now, those of the bloodline that have lost this Heather, their companion, gathering together as the hidden company, joining those who have come to say farewell and share this grief. I would like to say to Ted, Heather's husband and best friend, our hearts go with you. I hope the presence of the people who are here today with you, that it proves to you the high regard in which your beloved Heather held in this community. She made a difference. She touched our hearts. Our prayer is that your grief might move through you gently. May you hold in your mind forever the truth we agree upon here today. Keep your heart and mind open to receive her. She shall communicate her love for you, for she lives in spirit and shall not forget you. To Heather's children and their spouses, Glenn and Deb, Tim and Leslie, Daryl and Kim, Wade and Wendy, and Heather's grandchildren and their spouses, Josh, Jordan and Mallory, Brandon and Kate, Bryce and Melanie, Easton, Mitchell, Kelsey, Jake and Jessica, and to Heather's great-grandchildren, Charlotte, Eleanor, Bristol, and Adeline, we say this: if we could have done anything to keep your mother, Nana, great-grandma with you, we would have done it. It is our deepest sorrow that she is not here with us now. And yet, may you all remember throughout your lives that she indeed was quite a wonderful woman. She was strong and brave and good and wise, and her spirit will be with you forever. She will be as an angel who watches over you, and a force of love that shall always protect you. May you grow up to be like her, for her spirit remains with you. Although you are left without her here on this physical earth, truly, she is at peace now. She loves you, and so do we. Death is merely that place where souls are detained only long enough to sustain with purifying smoke fanned by the white wings of the sacred winds, till they are whiter than the swans of the songs, whiter than the seagull of the waves, whiter than the snow of the peaks, whiter than the pure love of all heroes. Death is no oblivion, but a journey through cleansing, healing, and change. We will meet again those we have loved. Such is the law of existence. Heather's family would like to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone for being here today. And to you, Heather's extended family and friends, thank you for sharing your support, courage to Heather's family at this time. Our friend Heather has gone before us. In sorrow do we cry. She has begun the journey and left us by and by. We cry for us, rejoice for her. As life begins again, with memories and loving friends, we'll take our comfort then. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Bright soul, blessed be. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming today to celebrate the one life of our dear Heather. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this now completes the service here inside the chapel. What will be happening, we'll be moving away from the lectern and the pedestal right here, and then you can have a final farewell with the family. We don't have any other services today, so take as long as you need. Share some more memories, look at some pictures and stuff, but this now completes the service here inside the chapel. Thank you.
I remember Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer.
Snow in Montana was 3 feet high. The lady at the counter said there ain't no flights. And so we called her on the telephone. He said, I'll rent a car and I'll drive home. And she said, I'll wait for you like I did last year at Christmas time with your family here. And your truck broke down out in San Antonio, and the gift stayed around until you got home. Oh, this ain't nothing new. Sweetheart, I'll wait for you. Now he's on his cell phone in a Coupe de Ville, talking to the one he loves and always will. And his heart is breaking 'cause she's there alone. Her heart is aching 'cause she wants him home. She says, I'll wait for you, like in '68 when our child was due. But I said he'll have to wait until his dad gets here and stands by my side. Remember, dear, our son's first cry. Oh, this ain't nothing new. Sweetheart, I'll wait for you. He didn't stop all day to eat a bite, and he finally got there around midnight. The doctor said she's in a better place. She said to give you this note just in case, and it said, I'll wait for you at heaven's gate. Oh, I don't care how long it takes, and I'll tell St. Pete I can't come in without my love and my best friend. Oh, this ain't nothing new. Sweetheart, I'll wait for you. Yes, I love you too. Sweetheart, I'll wait for you.